Just a final question about politics, because I know the conversation about the presidential election is front and center here in Sun Valley. What outcome do you think would be best for the economy and for your business in particular?
Well, I'll make an analogy. I went to West Point and I played football, and I want Navy to win 364 days of the year. But on that one day when they play Army, I want Army to win. And so I'd be lying to you and being, less than disingenuous if I didn't say our business would benefit from a Republican administration. There's more capital markets activity. There's more M&A activity. I want our country to be very strong and vibrant. And on one particular day, I'll be rooting for one particular part.
Friends, hello, hi, how are you? Let's break this down. Let's make this a quick, to the point, what is going on with SoFi. And honestly, I'm going to say some things that are going to be negative, but I mean them in the most respect possible for SoFi as an active investor in SoFi. And here's what I'm going to say. Obviously, that clip that you just heard, the CEO of SoFi just gave a really great interview, and he kind of broke it down how he sees SoFi projecting where it's going to go. Obviously, if you listen to the whole interview, I don't want to play it because I think if most people probably listen to it at this point. If you haven't, you should listen to it as an investor. It's very encouraging. Essentially, bullet points from that interview were and are that, SoFi right now is looking for the rate situation to happen here. If we don't see rate cuts, we're probably not going to see much happen with SoFi, and they address that. And SoFi CEO, SoFi in general, is looking for later on next year for something to really start happening with the company, getting into a new year, something happening with economy, rates, all that. Second third here is that obviously the CEO is talking very bullish that SoFi would do better with a Republican, party, a candidate. Obviously, we know who that's going to be. So these are things that are encouraging SoFi, and obviously, it looks like we are going in a red direction right now with our country right now, how it could possibly turn out. So these are as an investor, not talking about politics, but us as investors, this is encouraging, and SoFi has really reacted to this news with all the news that's been brought to here with us. So other things, here's what I'm going to say. Here's the negative of what I want to say, and I've been preaching this for the last 6 months with SoFi, and people rip me apart for it, and I get it, but it has happened time and time again since every time I talk about this, it keeps happening. SoFi, I do believe will continue to go down. I think SoFi is going to go down to $5. I think SoFi is headed that way in the short term. I think SoFi by September, I'm really curious these next 2 months. August and September, I expect to see SoFi continue to sell off and go down. That's not all bad news. What that really is, if you look at that in a positive light, that's very positive because it allows us as investors to start buying up more SoFi at a very cheap price. So look at it that way. Now, why do I believe SoFi is going to have trouble here, continue to have trouble? We've been seeing trouble. We're still seeing trouble. Yes, SoFi is up right now, but even here on Thursday and probably Friday, wherever you're watching this, and going into next week, I do believe SoFi is going to continue to sell off. SoFi is not holding. It's not going to hold because in general, SoFi is a bank. That's just the bread and butter of the situation. So bank stocks and SoFi, still a very new company and new kid on the block here, is going to and is reacting to the economy. It's reacting to news. It's reacting to what Jerome Powell says. And obviously it's reacting to good news too and what the CEO is saying. But we've seen this. We've seen this episode before. We've seen the SoFi CEO come out, say good things. We've had great quarterlies with SoFi, and obviously they're going to be having quarterlies here just in a few weeks at this point. And we expect those to be good. So, it's a double-edged sword of what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to be, I don't want to hype people up. I really don't. But I do want to be honest. I am hoping selfishly that SoFi continues to sell off here. And I think you should too. Because why I think that is because next year, I believe SoFi could go, double X of what it's doing right now easily. We could be talking about SoFi this time next year at a $25, $30 stock. There's no reason we can't, because if we do find ourselves in a bull run of a market next year, we're going to be in an economy, healed, maybe not great, but healed. Rates are doing what they need to be doing. this is when SoFi is really going to feed off that stuff, and SoFi is going to be unstoppable. And on top of that, SoFi keeps coming out with these big quarterlies that are beating expectation, and maybe there's one in there that we just like blows everyone away. These are going to be things that are just going to propel SoFi into these big double-digit numbers. Now, this is why you should be encouraged either way with SoFi. So when you see this sell-off, don't go like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I think we're almost at the end of the tunnel. I know it's been a long few years here with SoFi. This started back in COVID with all the student loans and all that. Like, I was there. I watched it. This is not a new stock that I just got into. I've been here watching this. But I do believe we are getting very close to the end of these hard days with SoFi. I believe SoFi, more than not, is on this path of really it's going to be getting expensive here within the next 6 months to 12 months of where you're holding it right now. Hopefully tomorrow, you should be hoping it's a rainy day. You should be hoping, man, I hope SoFi goes to $6.20. I hope SoFi goes to $5.50. Imagine buying SoFi right now at those prices, and then 6 months from now, SoFi is just maybe at a measly $11. Imagine if you had like 500 shares. Imagine if you had 1,000 shares. Imagine if you have 10,000 shares. Imagine the markup on that just 6 months from now. Now imagine another 6 months if SoFi maybe is at $20, $25. We're talking about some life-changing money already, very soon into SoFi, projecting some big numbers here. So, I'm thinking about SoFi like 4 or 5 years from now where it could be. But I know a lot of people are like, I want a return here in the next, 90 days. I don't know that you're going to see that, really. I think SoFi is going to struggle here. I think it's going to struggle going into August and September here. I don't think we're going to see any more good news. Now, September obviously is going to be where we talk about rates again, and that's really gonna judge things. So I would not maybe even expect to see SoFi really start to turn around here until we see something happen maybe here in September or the election really. Obviously I do believe that SoFi will do really well with a Republican administration, because we saw that last time when Donald Trump was in office. The stock market was just a different beast at that time. It was just different. It was just totally different. If you were there, it. If you weren't, then maybe you'll see it again here. I just wanted to, I got a gnat here in my face, but I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know if anybody's said these things on their videos. I don't know. I know, like, I didn't even want to make a video about SoFi yesterday because everyone was talking about SoFi. But like I said, if you haven't watched the interview with the CEO, you should watch it. It's very encouraging. But I think we should be hoping for some rainy days here in SoFi because we know what's coming. We know there's a huge flood coming of SoFi. I mean, it's going to be released one day. SoFi is growing uncontrollably right now. Every time they have a quarterly, they got bigger numbers. Every time they release the quarterly, they have more customers. It is growing. It is growing really big right now. Next year, you should be looking at that as a very positive opportunity that is in front of you right now. So I'm not going to go over a chart, numbers, anything like that, volume, outstanding shares. I don't think any of that stuff matters right now. If you're in SoFi for the long run, for what this stock is going to be bringing to the table here in the next year, if you're able to buy now and reap the benefits of what's coming here, I think you're going to be highly in a very, I think this is going to be a huge move for a lot of people that have never hit it big in the market. I think this is going to bring wealth to just people that have never really made more than a few $100s in the stock market. If you can start buying this stuff now at $5 to $6 to $7, $10 to $15 a week, and I say that just to blue collar people. These are things that over time will really add up, and you have to think about that. And this is investing. Don't look at this as like, I want to get in, make some money, get out. I promise you, if you come back a year from now and watch this video, obviously you're not going to, but what I'm saying is, if you're just able to start piling up some SoFi right now and hold it, just hold it, man, you're gonna have crazy wealth with this stuff in the next few years. And I think 6 months to a year from now, when we get this economy straight, when things kind of just pan out here, and even if Biden does win this election, hopefully we'll get on a better course here. We are getting somewhere right now. It's not as fast as we would like. With that too, look at that as an opportunity. Look at this moment in time as opportunity. Just that's the best thing I can tell you, friends. It really is. That's how I'm looking at it, and I think that's how we should all look at it. I'm going to shut up now. I wish everyone the best of luck. I will talk to you soon. Bye, friends.